Hello there, you're watching CNN Money Switzerland, and today we're looking at one of the biggest stories of the week, which is, of course, Microsoft's potential takeover of TikTok in the United States. And joining me to discuss this, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Theo Pham, who's an analyst for consumer tech and social media. Welcome to you. Thanks very much for joining us.
Hey, Hannah, so glad to be here.
All right, well, let's cut to the chase then, because the last few days have been quite the roller coaster, from the surprise announcement on Friday that the US President Donald Trump wanted to ban the social media TikTok imminently. Then we heard over the weekend that talks for Microsoft to buy the US part of TikTok were ongoing. And now Donald Trump even wants a cut for the US Treasury of any deal that could take place. So what's going on here? Is this really about data protection?
I don't think so. I mean, first, we all have to realize that while TikTok is definitely collecting a lot of our data, so does Facebook, so does Instagram. So it's really nothing new. So I think from the point of view of the US government, they're kind of telling everyone, hey, it's not okay for China to spy on our people, but it's okay for us to spy on our people. So I guess it's not only about data protection. Obviously, with the whole China trade war, there's a lot of tensions going on. I think in the case of TikTok, I think it's a really, really good product. I think they have been a lot more innovative, say, than Instagram or Facebook. Consumers absolutely love it. And I think it would be a shame if such a product would disappear just because of some political tensions.
But even if it doesn't disappear and it's bought by Microsoft, it's going to change. I mean, how can Microsoft develop something so innovative as TikTok? They don't exactly have a great track record when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's quite interesting because Microsoft has been so successful in the past 5 years. They've added like $1 trillion in market cap by focusing on enterprise, on the cloud, on Microsoft Azure. So highly successful strategy. But at the same time, they do have some consumer products. I mean, they bought LinkedIn for $26 billion. They bought the developer community GitHub. They have Minecraft, which is hugely popular with kids. So in a sense, they're kind of building up this kind of social journey where you start off with very young kids playing games on Minecraft. Then maybe they migrate over to TikTok, and then maybe later on to LinkedIn. So in a sense, it does make sense. And I guess TikTok could be such a juggernaut. It could be as big as YouTube or as big as Instagram. So in a sense, Microsoft is being gifted possibly one of the best media companies of all time by Donald Trump. And that's why he wants his cut. So even though maybe it's not a perfect fit right now, the potential is so huge. So it definitely makes sense for Microsoft.
Do you agree with the way that it's been handled by the US president?
Definitely not. So in my opinion, it's like kind of extortion. So today I made fun that maybe Germany, we should also say that, Tesla has to sell their business to BMW now, or that Amazon needs to sell to Zalando. So I guess you could argue that in China, US apps like Facebook and Google have been forbidden for a long time. So it's kind of a quid pro quo. So you could say it's kind of legitimate, I guess. But at the same time, I don't think it's a good thing for democratic states to do, to basically say, okay, this product is really successful. It's competing with our own products. It's better. And so now we're going to threaten to shut it down, or you have to sell at a really low price. So it's kind of a take it or leave it extortion. And I'm not sure that you should do that. And you should definitely not ask for a cut of a billion if you're the US government.
It's quite interesting because, big tech was, in the news just last week. They were answering questions by Congress about how big and powerful they really are. If TikTok were to go to Microsoft, doesn't that just make big tech even more dominant?
Yeah, that's quite funny. You mentioned the Congress hearings. So they were complaining that a couple of years ago, back then when Facebook was only a $10 billion company, that they bought Instagram for $1 billion, right? And now they're letting a $1.5 trillion company like Microsoft buy one of the emerging social networks. So it doesn't make any sense. So it will consolidate power even more. But at the same time, I guess the existence of TikTok is very important. So at least you have some kind of counterpart for the Facebook empire. I think it would be better if it's not in the hands of another big company, but I think having TikTok is better for consumers than not having TikTok, even if it's in the hands of Microsoft.
And the reason it's going to Microsoft is the price tag. I mean, there's no other company that could step up. What is the price tag that you're looking at?
TikTok's parent company is called ByteDance, and they're like the most valuable startup in the world. I think they're being valued at over $100 billion already because they also have a number of other apps. I think if you just look at a company like Snap right now, parent company of Snapchat, they're valued at, they have a market cap of $33 billion. And I think TikTok is going to be a much bigger deal. So just compared, so Snap right now is worth 33 billion. Instagram or YouTube as a standalone business would probably be worth between 200 and 300 billion. And so I think TikTok's potential, even only for the US or even only for the US business, is somewhere in between. So I think even if Microsoft now were to spend 40 or 50 billion dollars, it would only be the price of a Snap. And down the road, it would really be a good bargain.
How does this all impact Facebook?
Facebook would be a big loser in this scenario. I think they were really, so they wouldn't be exactly sad if TikTok were banned forever, because they haven't been able to build such a good product. Facebook in the past, like the Facebook app itself, they had the problem that people were leaving for Instagram, right? And so they bought Instagram. But obviously they can't buy TikTok because it's a Chinese company and it's fairly big. And so they're trying to copy TikTok. So they have their TikTok clone, Instagram Reels, that they're about to launch this August. Behind the scenes, they're already trying to poach all of the TikTok creators, giving them lots and lots of money in order to come over exclusively to Instagram Reels. And so if TikTok does continue to exist, but is now in the hands of an even bigger company like Microsoft, I think this is going to be a big problem for Facebook. But I think it's really good for competition because there will be like 3 players in the social media market. So Facebook, obviously, with Facebook and Instagram. There's YouTube of Google. And then there's going to be this new social media superpower that we wouldn't think of as a social media company, Microsoft, with Minecraft, LinkedIn, and TikTok.
Dr. Theophan, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You have been watching CNN Money Switzerland, and remember you can catch up with all our content on our websites. It's at cnnmoney.ch, and you can follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Bye-bye.